Hello everyone. Today I have a project share. On my previous video I showed you a wedding gown that I received from a new friend. Her name is Darby. Hi Darby. And it was actually Darby's idea for me to use her wedding gown on my projects, but I couldn't bring myself to cut it up, so she gave me her blessing to do so. And well, finally I gathered the courage and here it is. What I did was I bought a wooden box from Hobby Lobby. I sanded it, I gessoed it 2 coats, then I applied varnish. I also bought the metal feet and the clasp from Hobby Lobby, and I also gessoed and varnished them. So here's the bottom of the box. So let me go and open and show you the next step. Okay, first I cut actually 2 pieces of felt and attached them on the inside the box, and then this piece of cream velvet. Then I went around the edges with a very tiny cord, and then to give support to this pearl trim, and then on each corner, actually on 3 corners, 1, 2, and 3, I cut little appliques from Darby's wedding gown. This came from the collar piece, and this flower in the corner, this one right here, is one I made with a flower that I had, like a rosette trim, and I just attached a flat back pearl and 2 leaves from Darby's wedding gown. And well, I'm going to give you a close-up later, so let me just explain step by step. Please don't mind my band-aid on my finger, disregard it. I just had a little burn my finger. Anyway, here I decoupaged this paper from a paper set. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I thought it would match the top of the box, the whole theme that I worked with. So this piece here, it was the back of the dress. This part is sheer, and this one has lots of appliques, and I went around to frame it with a trim I had from my stash. So if you can imagine the dress like so, this was the back. Here it would be the neck, and this is a portion of the back. Okay, so I also went around with this very tiny trim around the edges, and I attached this little flower right here. Well, it used to be a flower, but I made it into a butterfly by attaching these little stamens that look like antennas. And then these leaves right here in the corner came from an applique from her dress, and this tiny, I don't know if you could see that, this tiny flower came from her dress, and so did this one and this one right here. So this is a pocket. She can put photos there, or whatever, or letters or postcards, whatever she may find this useful for. And so let me give you a close-up. I hope the lighting is helping here. I'm not sure. let me see if I can adjust the camera. And well, okay. Alright, so that's the inside of the box. Now, here's the clasp, which I gessoed, and it has a closure. And this applique came from Darby's dress, and I went around the edges of the box, around the box, with same kind of applique. Then I had this trim in my stash, and I'll show you. Okay, so you could see this trim and the applique right there. So, and then here in the front I popped these two flowers that came from Darby's wedding dress. Okay, so now I'll show you the top of the box. Okay, first I started off with this. I cut a piece the size of the lid from this beautiful curtain as a base. Then on top of it, on both sides, here and here, I attached this trim that I had in my stash, here and there. And I didn't want to attach these pieces permanently. I really like the movement of these laces, because that way Darby will be able to see the beautiful laces right underneath, and I really like that. So then after that, I went on both sides with this trim here and on the other side as well. Then I created a frame for the image, and I created the frame with this kind of lace. And once I had that frame, I attached the image. First I actually put a piece of felt to make it cushioned, and then I attached the image, and on top of the image I went with this, this trim to frame it also. And I also, this is a trim that I dyed. I also dyed this one. So I cut this in half, and I attached it around the image to frame it as well. Then I popped this. Let's see if I have it here. Oh yeah, here. I popped one of these appliques right there in the corner, and then this applique from Darby's dress, wedding gown. And to be able to obtain these appliques from the dress, I'll show you what it looked like before, if you haven't seen the video, the previous video. So you could see the fabric, right? So what I did was with the seam ripper, I had to remove the organza fabric on which these flowers were embroidered. I removed the fabric from this white fabric so that I could end up with something so delicate and so see-through, such as these flowers. Okay, so then I attach these tiny little flowers, that embroidered flowers that I got as in a Happy Mail from Olivia. Hi Olivia. And here, as you can see, this kind of forming an L shape is part of the wedding gown. This would be the collar piece, and this is, see that? This will be the center. That's the collar piece, and I wanted to kind of balance it out on this corner, and I attached this applique first, which is something like this. It's one of these, and then on top I attached this other piece right there, and I love the movement. The fabric is so beautiful. And okay, so then I pop these pearls, flat back pearls, onto this seafoam trim, and I had to attach those pearls with E6000. I learned my lesson because if I realized that if I attach these with the hot glue gun, eventually they come off. So from now on it's just E6000 if I want these little guys to stay there. Okay, so alright, so we'll go to the next area, which is here. I created this cluster. I'll move it so you could see this cluster. First I attached this applique. I made all of these flowers, and this little rose I made using Darby's wedding gown. I don't know if you could see, and I stickled it, and I attached these little stamen. Also, under this flower here, under the teal flower, I attached this yarn. Let me show you. I bought these yarns from I think it was from Michael's. Yeah, I think it was from Michael's, and I like them because this is what I did. I used coupons for those because they were kind of pricey. So I cut a strand, and I kind of just like went like this and made it into, I don't know, like you know, just to make the flowers look more to give them a softer look. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I popped the flower right there, you see, right here. So it gives a nice, it gives it a nice texture, a nice like makes it look softer, and I don't know, I think it looks prettier that way. Alright, then this flower was part of her dress. It was an applique, but I cut it and made it into a butterfly by adding these two little antennas. Okay, then so that's it. Oh, and here is this little rose I made, and also I made these leaves using this trim. I cut them in the shape of leaves. I'll just show you one. Alright, I don't know if you could see, but yeah. So I thought this is a stiff lace, so I thought that was cute for leaves. And oh, the stamen I used was this one that comes already with the stickles. That, and these are the stamens I used here, 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 and these I got from Hobby Lobby. Okay, now onto this cluster. I attached this applique, really soft cotton applique that I dyed into this corner. I made these flowers. This is a vintage earring. I just love that color. I think it's beautiful. And here too, I attached that yarn under this flower, the white or cream yarn, and this one has the teal yarn, and those leaves I made out of lace, stiff lace. I made this rose that I stickled, and this other rose here peeping through right there, which I stickled. I made it with Darby's dress. I also made this organza flower, and I put a little flat back pearl in the center, and underneath right there, tucked in behind the flowers, I attached this lovely spray, and that came from Hobby Lobby as well. Just this one. Just love this so much. It's a beautiful color, like teardrops. And what else is missing here? I mean, I don't want to miss anything. And yeah, I think I'm not missing anything. This is what the clasp looked like originally. Comes 2 clasps in one package from Hobby Lobby. And what else? Oh, the stickles. Okay, I like these stickles. You could find these at Michael's. It's called Studio G. The reason why I like this is because the tip is so fine, and it's really great for outlining anything. You might want a really thin line of stickles, and I thought that was cute for their wings. See, I don't know if the lighting is showing like all the sparkles. Okay, I hope I'm not missing anything. But anyway, let me show you around what it looks like. And I want to give you a close-up. I'm really happy with the way this project turned out. I chose a fairy theme for this project because Darby likes fairies as I do. I'll fill this box with fairy goodies. I'm also working on another project for her, which I'll show on my next video. I hope Darby likes my projects. I really do. Thank you for watching, and take care.